Yeah. Good to start. Okay. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to call the meeting to order of this regular February 12th, 2024 City of New Ulm Park and Recreation Commission meeting. Let's start with a roll call. Bev, are you ready to get us started with the introduction?
Bev Lunenberg.
Carissa Bugler.
Amy Johnson.
Kurt Johnson.
Jim Jensen.
Cheryl Corman.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for making time.
Yes, and
to be
welcome,
here
Jim.
today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Member?
I was last time, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I missed that.
Still
Yeah.
new.
So you took Jim Bastion's place?
I don't know.
Whoever.
I just-
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
We have Jeff and Jim who joined us. So,
Okay.
yeah. Welcome again.
Good,
Thanks for coming
welcome.
back to your second.
I
meeting.
had enough courage to come back.
All right. All right. You have your agenda. It was emailed out to you. I'd be looking for a motion and a second to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Looking for the same on the minutes. A motion and a second to approve or amend the minutes as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the January 8th, 2024 minutes.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of approving the January 8th minutes as presented, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. All right, heading into agenda item number 5, the City Council meeting recap.
Thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. Park and Rec had a few items over the last month on the City Council meetings. At the January 16th regular meeting, the council approved plans, specification, ordered advertisement for bids, and set a bid opening date for the New Ulm Battery Building. That will close at the end of this month. Also, they authorized bid award for the Recreation Center Rec Center Fieldhouse Air Handler Replacement Project, and that bid the low bid went to Metcon Construction, and they're out of Faribault, Minnesota. At that same meeting, January 16th, they also accepted our Park and Rec related donations. And then at the February 6th meeting, there were no Park and Rec related items.
Okay. Any questions for Director Schugel? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion and a second to approve the City Council meeting recap as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Moving into old business, the comprehensive plan.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler and Commissioners. We've been talking about the comprehensive plan for a number of months here, and the latest update now is we're very close. So the plan going forward is we'd like to do, or I'd like to do a work session on our next meeting date, either during our meeting or after our meeting. So those details will be set out to you, and the main idea of that work session would be to look at the comprehensive plan and the Park and Recreation chapter only there. So that date of that meeting would be March 11th. So more details would come out on that, but what that would be is the draft final plan with city staff changes that came from the consultant, and then you'd have the opportunity still to take a look at something, and if you felt like, well, that wasn't really where the citizens, maybe that's not represented how the citizens, gave feedback correctly, we'd still have time to offer any changes or updates, if we will. But a good study session where we'll have some good time and discussion to look at that.
Approximately, how much time does that usually take? I mean, I'm sure it varies, but.
You know what, Jim, I'd probably expect us to do a half hour on that, and I'd probably keep the meeting light, so it wouldn't take more of your time on that March 11th date.
That's fine.
Yes. And then if there was, really good discussion and we couldn't get to anything and people had other commitments, we could bring it back again.
Great.
How large is the Park and Rec
So the chapter, so our chapter, I don't have the exact amount of pages, but what I will do is I'll kind of break down kind
Okay.
of the talking points for
Sure.
us, you know, and in there's a lot of graphs and, you know, there's not a ton of language in there, so I'll kind of break down kind of the goals and objectives that were highlighted through that and have our discussion topics around that. And send it to you with enough time for you to review
Appreciate that.
ahead of time as well.
It is setting the direction for how future decisions will be made by the city council and by this commission. So appreciate everyone's time and effort into studying that and bringing forward questions. Even probably emailing them ahead of time to Director Schugel would be appreciated, so you have time to do any research if that's needed. So, okay. All right. Thank you for the update, Director Schugel. Appreciate that. All right, heading into agenda item number 7 under new business, Pro Musica Minnesota sign design. This is something we've discussed a little bit before.
Yes, so if, for those of you who were on commission as of last year, this was approved, the Pro Musica Minnesota signage plan was approved by this commission at the December 11th meeting. And throughout that discussion, one of the things that commission wanted to do is have it brought back to this commission when the design of signs were ready. And now we're at that point. It was also approved by city council at a following meeting on December 19th. And again, just to update all of you, just as a reminder, so Pro Musica Minnesota would provide all the funding to secure the signs through donations and would have a QR code in highlighted parks for individuals who wish to scan that QR code, and they would then be taken to this free music site, and the music would be chosen per park location. So for Herman Heights Park, it would be a symphony type of orchestra, maybe around a battle scene, you know, to represent, you know, Herman Arminius that way, and different pieces of music that way, and timed out for a walk throughout the park. So partnering with the city to do that, have some specified locations. So specified up to 5 different park locations to start with. German Park, Herman Heights, Nels, Riverside, and the Pollinator Park were kind of some early fits for that. So in your packet, you'll see the design. It won't be the exact design that will go into each park. They'll be a little bit different, but this is kind of what the QR code looks like. It'll be highlighted for nature, you know, a bird on most of them, and then there's our logo and Pro Musica Minnesota. One other thing that would be omitted, if they do secure donations, those donors would be represented in some way on that signage as well. So there's 2 different options in your packet. So this kind of shows the close-up of what the sign would look like, and then this is the pedestal or the post.
So I tested it out. This one is Beethoven, for if you know. So it's a neat concept to bring music into the area. I hadn't realized they're going to tailor it to potentially kind of the culture or the influence that the park may have on other things aside from, you know, providing a recreation area. So
Right.
really
And
neat.
just so all of you know as well, commissioners, is staff will be working with Pro Musica to put these in locations that are ADA accessible, in locations that make sense throughout the park, just so we don't have a sign being placed wherever Pro Musica necessarily wants it. It needs to work for our park as well.
Is that Pro Music, I should be more formal, I guess, but is that an organization nationwide or something, or is that?
So this is Pro Musica Minnesota. I don't know if they are also nationwide, but they're out of Mankato, Minnesota, and they do have ties to New Ulm. So Dr. Bethel Balgi is their executive director and has ties to New Ulm and MLC College as well. And that's kind of where kind of piloting this program around a program that has taken place in Texas.
So it's just kind of enhance your park experience.
Mm-hmm.
And good, cool.
I think the signs are really nicely done. The one thing that I think they were approved before I got here, and I don't want to raise issues, but I don't want to start having a whole lot of signs in our park. That's the only issue, but this is nice. I like the way they put this together.
So Chair Bugler, this would be just for approval through this commission. This would not go to city council, but if today, if you're approving that design, then we would move forward to the next steps.
Okay. I'll be looking for a motion and a second.
I'd make a motion that we approve the design as presented.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Awesome, looking forward to seeing those. Moving on to agenda item 7.2, the Career Expo fee request. We have a couple of options for consideration here.
Right, thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. So in your packet today is a letter from the Career Expo Committee that they drafted. And the Career Expo, last time it was held in the Civic Center was the year 2019. So it does have history, and it was there for a number of years. The past few years, it has been at the New Ulm High School. And really the committee's desire is to bring it back to the Civic Center for really one main reason. They've had a lot of feedback, although it's a great location at the high school, some of the vendors can't get some of their really unique or cool items into the facility at the high school. So thinking of vehicles and tools and equipment that maybe the gym floor can't handle, but our arena is set up to handle that. So this request would be their preferred location. They are requesting us to waive our fee for a dry show rental for that day. So that fee comes out to a little under $800 for the day. It's about $780. I will let you know that previous commissions have approved that. So this is not something new in that case.
What they've done in the past?
Yes, for the
Okay.
Career Expo. So it has been done in the past. And, you know, and again, so just feel that they're able to open it up to, it's more than just New Ulm schools, so they do open it up to area schools and really bring a lot of people in and get as many vendors out there. And it's really to showcase how careers in New Ulm, you know, and what you could do in the future, you know, to choose a career in New Ulm and all the great things going on here.
There's no concern about other people wanting to do the same thing, saying, you know, that we set a precedent that we.
Commissioner Jensen, great question. So that anytime, you know, this commission would choose to waive a fee, and ultimately if city council would do the same thing, you know, it does open those doors for that. You know, so that is something to consider.
So we're giving up $800, and we have also cleanup expenses, everything,
Right.
and other related issues. to that.
Yes,
So-
and the history with this expo is, you know, they do all the setup, we provide the space, and they'll do the setup and do a really good job, or have in the past do a really good job with it. Their goal is not to make a profit on this, it's more to highlight careers in New Ulm. So you'll see in their letter, they charge a very minimal fee, and that fee goes to feed the vendors lunch, and it goes to also for prizes for students to ensure they engage in the day and get something out of it. So some of the other dry floor shows that we see are more for profit, you know, and so I guess if you wanted to think about a line, that's kind of where the difference in this request comes from.
Well, I think, you know, there's such a concern about getting employees to the people that really need them. There's certainly a need for awareness and what's available and all that. So I would make a motion, Madam Chair, that we waive our fee.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion to recommend to the city council that we waive the rental fee and all associated fees to hold the Career Expo at the New Ulm Civic Center on Wednesday, March 27th. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Thanks. Good discussion. All right, moving on to agenda item number 7.3, donations.
Thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. Looking for acceptance on a few different donations this month. The first one from the Women of Today honoring Tanya Wiesner for $200 for a German Park paver stone. The second, Herman Heights paver stone from Linda Bertrand in memory of Elmer and Betty Neidecker, again $200 there. And then Linda Bertrand again for another Herman Heights paver stone honoring Jim and Linda Bertrand and family for $200. Donations totaling $600 today, and thank you for those individuals who were kind enough to think of the city of New Ulm to donate to.
Absolutely. Very appreciative of those donations. Looking for a motion to approve the donations as read.
I'll make a motion to accept the donations as approved.
I'd second that, and thanks to the folks that are giving those donations. That's a really big deal. It's nice.
Absolutely. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I just want to comment that Elmer and Betty Neidecker are my aunt and uncle. My dad, Edmund Sellner, was a brother to Betty Sellner Neidecker.
Nice. That's a nice connection. Thanks for sharing that. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. All right, moving on to agenda items under number 8, reports from our commissioners and staff. Starting with 8.1, the department activity report. You can open the link to see the activities that happened in January.
And thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. I'd just like to highlight a few things from the January activity report. January is a really busy time at the Civic Center. The New Ulm Hockey Association did host Hockey Day here at our Civic Center and had a full day of great hockey at all levels. And, you know, that's a great day for us because we get to highlight our arena. And it is an attraction for the area and both the high school teams and then all the way down to our lowest level of youth hockey get to participate in that day. As well as Hockey Day in January, there were tournaments hosted every weekend at the Civic Center. So a lot going on out there. The Recreation Center continues to be very busy. You'll see that in the numbers in the report. And then a couple things. So the department hosted Network New Ulm with a tour of the Recreation Center. So it's again a great way for us to expose local different representatives from businesses around New Ulm and that great program to what the Recreation Center brings to the community. And then also had a Sertoma Club presentation as well, again highlighting what our department does throughout the community. And then we had 2 staff attend the Sports Field Managers Association meeting or association conference in Daytona Beach and had a great experience down there and brought a lot back and really showed that some of the things we do with our turf here and especially our athletic surfaces are things that some high level organizations are doing as well. So it was good to get staff down there and for some continued education.
Director Schugel, any questions? All right. If not, I'm looking for a motion and a second to approve the department January activity report.
I'll offer that motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hear none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has carried. Agenda item 8.2, the staff report.
Yes, thank you, Chair Bugler, Commissioners. First item I have for you today is our warming house is officially closed for the season. Unfortunately, our warming house was open just over a week this year. But our staff worked hard and along with the New Ulm Sleepy Eye Youth Hockey Association to make sure we had skatable ice, and we did for a while. It's just Mother Nature this year decided to let us enjoy a little more warmth than normal. So that is closed for the season. While it was open, we did have a good amount of skaters down there, though, and heavy use. We have a maintenance worker position that just closed, full-time position that just closed yesterday. So staff will be reviewing those applications this week, and we'll have interviews scheduled soon. Indication is we had great interest with that position, so that was nice to see. We also, along the employment, around employment with our department, we have a variety of part-time positions that are currently open, and then our seasonal positions will be posted very soon. So if I can ask you all to help us recruit quality individuals to come work for us, either in a seasonal nature or a regular nature, we're always looking for people that want to make an impact on their community. And we think we can give them valuable experience back by doing the same. And then the last one I'd like to highlight is very exciting. So our administrative assistant, Danita Trebish, was named Employee of the Month for the city of New Ulm in January, which was great because she does a great job and does so many impactful things for our department, and it was good to be able to recognize her with Employee of the Month in January.
Sharing that with us. Thanks to Donita. Appreciate her and everything she does to put our agendas together and keep us informed. So appreciate her gifts. All right, anything else, Director Schukel? Okay, hearing none, that concludes the staff report. Agenda item number 8.3, are there any commissioner reports? All right, hearing none. Our next agenda item is the date of our next meeting. Director Schukel already highlighted March 11th at 4 p.m. in here. Please plan for at least an hour for that meeting. Probably abbreviate an agenda, and then we'll have a work session focused on reviewing the comprehensive plan, the Park and Recreation section of that. Look forward to receiving that via email before the meeting so we have time to look through that. All right, anything else?
Yes, I would like to ask about I was at a Super Bowl party yesterday across the street from Harmon Park, the stucco house on the corner. And they said that there was a vendor at Harmon Park. It wasn't a truck, it was in the concession stand that served Mexican food.
Right.
And-
Yes, so Commissioner Lunenberg, we do have a vendor that started in, I want to say late August with us, maybe it was early September, and has a concession agreement with us and wanted to operate concessions out of Harmon Park, and has different unique, different, whether it, I think she has all kinds of different options,
I
but
know
yeah.
they said that they served Mexican food and it was
Right.
excellent.
And the nice thing is the nicer weather, she has opened back up in some, so she kind of missed the busy part of the season when we got started, but she's been committed to that. And the other thing we were gonna do is, if the warming house was gonna be open longer, she was gonna offer some items within the warming house as well. But yes, we do have a signed concession agreement with her, licensed to sell those items
So
as well.
this is a private individual that,
It is, yep. So we have a variety of different concession licenses with different
Okay.
organizations or
I didn't
individuals.
realize that.
Yeah.
And when are they open?
So, this time of year, since it was strictly going to be weekends, but we have different, when the weather's nice, like this week, she will open on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and she has a following, it's
To the pu-
SSS
to the
Snacking.
public?
Yes, open to the public. And she has a sign out in the parking lot and stuff. So if you're out on a nice day and want to stop by, it's really good stuff.
I was not aware of that.
Yes.
All right, any other questions? All right, we'll move forward with adjourning the meeting. We'll see you all at March 11th meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.